Here is how you can get all 9 shiny alpha starters in Pokemon Legends ZA. These methods are really good, and honestly it's very efficient for a shiny alpha. This game is definitely the easiest game to shiny hunt in, and there are new methods being made every single day. There are even AFK shiny hunts, and plenty of different methods for these shiny alpha starters. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and the first shiny alpha starter we're going to go for is Froakie. So Froakie spawns on this pillar over here in Wild Zone 16, and there are a few methods you can do for this. So Froakie runs away immediately when you go after it, but when it turns alpha, it will never run away. The best method for this is honestly just fast traveling. The fast travel method works by fast traveling to Wild Zone 16 over and over again, and every time you are doing this, you are spawning a new Pokemon. So when we spawn in, we can see the pillar is there, and it's in 50 meters of range of us. If we mark our map right here, the pillar reaches 50 meters barely. But honestly, there's no need to travel to Wild Zone 16, since Wild Zone 5 is also right here. And there's way more Pokemon in between Wild Zone 5 and Wild Zone 16. So if you go Wild Zone 5, you actually spawn right next to Wild Zone 16, right next to the Alpha Ampharos. And Froakie spawns on that pillar every single time. So we'll do it again, but it is in range as well. If you can see the Froakie on load, that means you are in range. There's also a rare spawn for Florgies. Florgies won't spawn in the Wild Zone 16 fast travel. Only the Wild Zone 5 fast travel will work for Florgies and the Ampharos. So make sure you try to hunt Froakie doing this method. And we're just going to Alpha Flaffy, just like that. So Alphas are 1 in 100, as you guys probably know. And the Shinies are 1 in 4096. And Shiny Charm odds make it 1 in 1024. But there's a kind of like an AFK method you can do for Froakie. It's a bit hard to pull off, but you gotta make sure you clear out all the opposing Pokemon trying to kill you for this method to work, because you do kind of want to stay in this area around here and Pokemon kind of come close to you a little bit. But if you take out all the Pokemon around here for this AFK shiny hunting method, you want to stay directly under this pillar. Now Froakie actually won't run away if you just stay here, so you guys need a turbo controller. Make it turn left or right every couple seconds. And if you program your controller to do this, the shiny alpha Froakie will never despawn, and also get rid of any Froakies that aren't alpha. So this method definitely works. Obviously the Froakie will despawn if it's shiny, but if it's alpha, it will stay, so it's really good for shiny hunting the alpha version. And that's a complete guide for Froakie. The next one is Chespin. So Chespin is kind of like the same method. Now Chespin's a very rare encounter in this area over here. So in these holes over here, you can actually get a Chespin instead of a Diggersby. Chespin just spawned right there actually. I had better luck at nighttime, to be honest with you. But there are 2 methods here. This one you can AFK with the bench method. If you're macro mashing A, you can actually do this a bunch of times. And Chespin won't despawn, unlike the Froakie. So getting regular shinies is very easy, but the shiny alpha is a lot harder, obviously, 100 times rarer. But the best method for this is to go outside here, and you want to fast travel to Wild Zone 17 over and over again. If you do our little marker trick, we can see it is 50 meters from the marker. Anything within 50 meters will spawn, so you can shiny hunt other Pokemon in the buildings as well. But all these dirt patches will be available as shiny or alpha, as this Diggersby is. So the same fast travel method, spam Wild Zone 17, and you'll be able to shiny hunt all the shiny alphas of this area. So it can spawn in any of these holes. The shiny sound does play in these holes. You can also see, oh my god, an alpha. Imagine if that was shiny. But yeah, this method definitely works, as you can see. Maybe it took a few resets for that. But once it's shiny, it will never despawn. I actually might go and catch this thing, to be honest with you. Pretty low catch rate though, I gotta make sure I knock it out. Alright, you're getting the bacon, bro. You're getting the baconator. I'm gonna use my Oblivion Wing on you. Oh my god, that's overkill. But yeah, the catch rate is quite low. If it's shiny, the odds are increased by 3 times the amount. Also, I did not even catch it in time. That is really sad. Why didn't I throw a Pokeball, bro? I was trying to use an Ultra Ball. But it's not too rare. If it was a shiny alpha, I'd obviously be a lot more mad, as it is 1 in 10,000 best odds. But yeah, that's the complete guide for Chespin. Now we're going to do the third color starter, being Fennekin, and this one is my favorite one. So you can AFK shiny hunt Fennekin, and I'll show you how to do it. So first we want to go to Wild Zone 18 and go in this alleyway over here. You're going to go past the Alpha Lopunny over here, up into the scaffolding, and you want to climb these ladders all the way to the top on the rooftops. So once you're up here, you want to go through this gate over here, and you'll see a bunch of Altaria or Novern, depending on which day of time it is, and the Fennekin over there. So this one's a fun hunt to do, because you can do this without even doing anything. You can actually put your game on overnight and get Alpha Shiny Fennekin, but Fennekin always runs away from you, which is a really good thing for us, because Alpha Pokemon will never run away from us. Also, these guys will try and kill you. Oh my god, I fell to the bottom. I have to go all the way up now. But these guys will try and kill you only if you're close to them. So the Pokemon that attacked me won't attack you when doing this method. Also, is that an Alpha Kakuna on the tree? I'm just going to go past that. But if these guys are attacking you, make sure you guys kill it with a Pokemon. I'm just going to Oblivion Wing you as well, bro. And I live on 1 HP, that's crazy. But these guys will not bother you once you're up on this rooftop. Now, if you stand right here, every 60 seconds a Fennekin will despawn. And this Pokemon always runs away from you if you're standing still or you're moving. It does not matter. It runs away as soon as it sees you. It runs away as soon as it sees you. So there are two methods for this. One is a lot quicker, but one you can AFK hunt for, which is why I like it a lot more. But you just gotta stand here overnight with your game on, and Fennekin will keep spawning and despawning because it always runs away. Similar to the froakie method, but this one does not require any macros. The Fennekin will run away each time, and the alpha Pokemon will try and battle you. So when you get defeated by the alpha Fennekin, you don't lose anything. The shiny will stay there as an alpha version, of course, and you'll just get sent back to the Pokemon Center. You don't lose anything, no items, no money. Literally just sends you back, and you're fine to go back and catch it and see if it's shiny. And if you sleep for 8 hours, you can get 480 encounters in one night. Granted, if you find an alpha Pokemon, the resetting will stop, which is unfortunate, which is only 1 in 100 chance. But you can shiny hunt Noivern and Altaria by doing this method, because day and night also goes over. So maybe check on this method every 2 hours if you can, as you'll most likely get an alpha Pokemon every 2 hours. But if you do this every night for 8 hours, you most likely will get the shiny alpha Fennekin in under 3 weeks, which is insane. A free shiny alpha starter Pokemon, that's pretty insane. Not gonna lie. But the fastest method to get the alpha shiny Fennekin is also the fast travel method. That's an alpha Fennekin as well. That is insane timing, by the way. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it goes to battle you and it just kills you basically. And you can also save your game just before you encounter it, so the shiny Pokemon will not fail even if you don't catch it. But the best method for this is the fast travel method, as the Fennekin spawns less than 50 meters away, so the fast travel method is the best method and the quickest method for this. But you can't really see if it's shiny until you climb the scaffolding, which is really annoying, so it's probably the safest method to do, but you can't really AFK it without a macro, so I'm definitely going to do the AFK method for this shiny alpha starter. But that is the complete guide for Fennekin. We even got an alpha Fennekin. Like, that's pretty insane. So those are all the Kalos starters. Let's go over to Wild Zone 20 for the rest of them. So there are a few methods for this one, and each method has got their own benefits. So first thing I want to say is the fast travel method also works for Wild Zone 20 really effectively to get these shiny alpha starters. It'll most likely be your main method, but you can also do another option which I really like, which is the bench method. There are benches in this park over here, and there are alpha Pokemon in the middle. I would not mind having a shiny alpha Pokemon from the middle there. So we're just gonna find the closest bench to the middle. It's not really for the shiny starters, but also can work for shiny starters, obviously. There's a bench over there, but it's quite far away from the middle. I think the best one was the first one we saw. I'm pretty sure this is the best bench we can do. So I'm putting a marker where I am right now. And if you do the bench method, we'll see how many meters away it is from the alpha Pokemon. Okay, 50 meters is right there. So we will spawn at least one of the alpha Pokemon. So you can shiny hunt this alpha Pokemon right here. Different ones spawn each time you reset. And there are plenty of cool alpha Pokemon you can get, and it's like a guaranteed spawn. So I think it's worth doing the bench method if you want to get one of those along your shiny starter methods. But there are 2 fast travel locations you can do, and each one's got their own benefits. So if you travel on this one over here called Senchiko Plaza, you actually get different starters to the other ones. It all depends on the biome. So this biome right here is called the fire biome. You'll find the fire starters here like Tepig and Charmander, and this biome is closest to the Senchiko Plaza fast travel. So if you're going for fire type starters, you have to do the Senchiko Plaza. You can't do Wild Zone 20 as you get different starters. It's the same method though, you just spam fast travel on this location here, and you should be seeing results quite quickly. It takes about 15 minutes for a shiny, I'd say. But if you have a shiny charm, it is a lot quicker. It's like 5 minutes for a shiny. I'm just spamming this for 5 minutes straight. And then you gotta pray the starter you get is the one you want. So it's very rare, I cannot lie to you, because there are tons of spawns here. And if you get a shiny, the shiny will stay and replace any other Pokemon that can spawn. So if you get a shiny Lucario, it will stay, and you won't be able to get a shiny starter unless you catch that shiny Pokemon, which is quite annoying, which is why it's hard to get than the chespin in my opinion. But this biome over here is the water type biome, so any water types will spawn here, being Squirtle and Totodile. And I think both fast travel points account for the water type starters. I think this one over here is a lot faster though, as I'm pretty sure the water zone is closer to this gate over here than the other gate. But yeah, if you want a fire type starter, definitely do Senchiko Plaza. And now for the grass and water type starter method. If you want to get bulbusaur and chikorita as shiny alphas, you gotta spam it on this location here. So the middle Wild Zone 20 icon, because you'll spawn on this side over here where the grass is. There's an alpha Roserade right there actually, which is quite cool. But the shinies obviously will not despawn, and it's a bit too far out to get these alpha Pokemon in the middle, unfortunately, which is why the bench method could be useful here. But yeah, water type starters will spawn here as I said before, which makes it the best method for the water type starters as well, being Totodile and Squirtle. So yeah, that's all the methods basically. That's how you get all 9 shiny alpha starters. Hopefully you guys learned some new methods today. I know a lot of channels aren't covering these AFK methods. It is definitely a lot more tedious to do these methods, but if it's AFK, it's AFK, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to overnight Fennekin hunt, even though fast traveling is a lot faster, but I'm going to use the Fennekin method like legitimately. I don't own any macro devices, so I can't even do the bench method, to be honest with you. But I actually might try a bench method in this area here. It's probably less popular to the bench method, but getting an alpha Pokemon in the middle is pretty cool. You can get evolutions, which is quite rare to get. A shiny alpha evolution would be insane, as Eevee only spawns in one location. Let me know down in the comments which methods you'll be trying. And other than that, I've got a word from our sponsor of the video. This is the last sponsor I'll be doing for this website. And other than that, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. If you're looking for cheap shiny Pokemon and items, you can check my sponsor, u4gm.com. They are pro web and provide shiny Pokemon and items with cheap price and fast delivery. They have more than 20,000 good comments at Trustpilot, and you can use my discount code ALEX for 5% off, link in the description.